All right, let's talk about something that, well, it affects a ton of guys, but nobody really wants to bring it up. Right? I'm talking about erectile dysfunction. But more importantly, we're going to talk about a really innovative solution that's actually getting to the root of the problem and changing the game completely. Okay, let me just throw a number at you that might, well, it might just surprise you. 1 in 3. Yeah, you heard that right. 1 in every 3 men has dealt with this. So the biggest thing I want you to take away right from the start is this. If this is something you're going through, you are so not alone, not even close. And that phrase, don't worry. This happens to a lot of guys. It really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? You know, because of the stress, maybe a little embarrassment, a lot of men just never seek help. But just getting your head around how common this really is, that can be the first and maybe the most important step towards finding a real solution that actually lasts. Okay, so let's get into the why. What's actually going on under the hood? Because here's the thing. For most guys, this isn't some psychological hang-up. Nope, it's a physical issue. It almost always comes down to one thing, a problem with blood flow. I mean, take a look at this list. You've got high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease. What's the common thread here? Well, they all can mess with our vascular system, you know, that huge complex network of blood vessels we have. And that system, that's the key to really understanding what's causing the problem. Honestly, the simplest way to picture it is, well, it's like a plumbing problem. Seriously, for an erection to work properly, you need 2 things to happen. First, enough blood has to flow in. Second, the vessels have to trap that blood and keep it there. ED usually happens when one or both of those things isn't working right. Maybe plaque has built up and is restricting the flow, kind of like a clogged pipe, or maybe the vessels just can't hold the pressure anymore. And this is where things get really interesting, because there's a revolutionary treatment that tackles that plumbing problem head on. We're talking about something called Focused Shockwave Therapy. And look, this is not a pill you pop right before, and it's not some temporary band-aid. This is a therapy designed to get your own body to kickstart its natural healing processes and actually fix the problem for good. So how does it work? At its most basic level, it's pretty incredible. The therapy uses these high-energy, super-targeted sound waves. They're so focused, you can't even feel them on your skin. But what they do is kickstart those repair mechanisms deep down in the tissue right at the source of the problem. But how can sound waves actually heal anything? It sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's based on this fascinating biological process. There's a fancy word for it, mechanotransduction. But all that really means is that our cells are smart. They can take a physical push, like from a sound wave, and turn it into a chemical signal that says, hey, time to start healing. The number one goal here is to trigger something called neovascularization, and that's just a scientific way of saying the body literally starts growing new healthy blood vessels right where they're needed. This, of course, improves blood supply. It can even help break down some of that plaque we talked about, and it directly fixes the underlying cause of the ED. Okay, now this is super important. Not all shockwave therapy is created equal. There are 2 main types. First, you've got radial shockwave. Think of it like a shotgun blast. It spreads out. It's less powerful, and it's good for surface-level stuff like a sore muscle. But for ED, the problem is deep inside, and you need a sniper rifle, right? You need incredible precision. And that's where focused shockwave comes in. It's totally different. All the energy comes together at one single deep point. We're talking up to 12 centimeters down. It delivers this powerful fast pulse exactly where you need it, and it doesn't bother any of the surrounding tissue. So you're probably wondering, okay, that's great, but what's it actually like to get this treatment? And this is where the story gets even better. The whole process is designed to be super straightforward, totally discreet, and as comfortable as it can be. First things first, does it work? Well, the numbers speak for themselves. We're looking at a success rate of over 75%. Think about that. That's more than 3 out of 4 men seeing real tangible improvement. That's huge. And get this, It's incredibly convenient. A typical session, it takes about 20 minutes. That's it. It's the kind of thing you could easily do on your lunch break. No major disruption to your day at all. So let's just run through the advantages, because this is what really makes it a game changer. First, it's completely drug-free. That's massive for guys who can't take the pills for whatever reason. It's non-invasive. Nothing breaks the skin. There's no downtime. You walk in, you walk out. It's pain-free, and there are no known side effects. But honestly, the most important part, the one we keep coming back to, is that this isn't a temporary fix. It treats the root cause. So after hearing all that, it really just boils down to one simple question, doesn't it? If this is something you've been dealing with, could this innovative drug-free approach be the right answer for you? And really, there's only one way to find out. The next step is simple. It's just to have a conversation. Talk to a qualified clinician who knows about this stuff. Ask them specifically about focused shockwave therapy and see if it's the right move to help you finally address the root cause and, get your confidence back. Call Dr. Kumar, MD, Port St. Lucie and Palm Beach, 561-210-9999. More information at LifeWellMD.com.